Yo, what's going on, guys? I just want to make another weekly recap video talking about market outlook and going over a couple trade recaps I took this week. So let's get right into it. So right here we have the S&P 500. If you've been following the market recently, you know on Thursday, very unexpected drop. So we gapped up from NVIDIA earnings, and a lot of people thought that we were going to be up from there, but as you can see, that did not happen. We filled that gap pretty fast after about an hour from market open, and we just kept on going, and we ended up closing just below October 10 lows. Now the difference here is, when we had this big drop right here, the 8 EMA was still above the 21 and price was still above the 50 EMA on the daily chart. But now the 8 is below the 21 and the 8 just crossed below the 50 EMA. And not only that, but price has closed below the 50-day EMA 5 days in a row. It's not a great look. So again, maybe we do kind of do similar here, like big drop. We slowly climb back up after a little bit of consolidation inside this range and then break new all-time highs and rocket. Maybe we see that same thing here, or maybe we break below, continue downwards, maybe come down to like 635 on SPY, meeting this September low. I wouldn't doubt that either. Another thing would be potentially even going past the weekly 21 EMA, or at least touching it, because we got pretty close, didn't actually touch it. Maybe we come down a little bit, but again, I wouldn't doubt us coming down here, simply because this seems to be a pretty respected level right here, as you can see. So I wouldn't doubt that, and I'm prepared for either direction. Right now I have been focusing on day trades because any swing trade just really isn't working out. I've taken 4 swings since October, and one of them was a call, which was SoFi, and it got absolutely obliterated. So I'm not even touching swing calls currently. I'm only swinging puts. I've taken NBIS and RKLB, which I made a recap last time on. And then I'm currently in Costco puts, which I'll get into in a little bit. But yeah, I'm pretty much only day trading. I'm looking at only the Mag 7 and the indices for day trading, then obviously futures on top of that as well. So again, be prepared for either move here, and also be prepared for maybe even like consolidation before going up or consolidation before going down. Anything can happen, as you know. Again, maybe we reclaim the 50-day, but at the time we haven't. So I am kind of worried about that we've closed below the 50-day moving average 5 times. It's not really what you want to see, especially with all these wicks rejecting straight off of it. But yeah, guys, just be aware of the environment that you're trading in. When the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ look like this, you don't really want to be swinging a lot of stuff. It's very specific things that you should be getting into. But again, the number one thing of being a trader is saving your capital, not wasting it, right? Obviously, you want to grow it, but before growing it comes saving it so you can actually grow it. And right now is kind of a time where you would want to save your capital rather than try to grow super fast. So let's get into a couple trade recaps now. So here's the first play I took this week. There's going to be a SPX put that ended up going 1,200% and made me my best trading day ever and the most money I've ever made from a single trade, which is just under $4,000. As you see, we're kind of moving in a range here from the open until 130. And then I was looking at the 10-minute chart, and I noticed that we had this fair value gap right here, and there's also an FEG on the 5-minute and the 15-minute somewhere in here as well, I believe. And a big strategy of mine that I like using for pullbacks is a rejection of the 9 EMA on either the 5-minute, 10-minute, or 15-minute. And the more confluences or more levels that I can stack with a rejection of the moving average, the better, right? So right here on the 10-minute, you can see we got a rejection of the 9 EMA, this white line, but it also rejected this fair value gap, and it also rejected pre-market low right here. So I got puts for $250 per contract on SPX at the close of this 10-minute candle, set my stop loss right above that wick, and as you see, played out perfectly and ended up going 1,200%, like I said. And I took a trim at new low of day. I believe I took another 1 or 2 trims somewhere in here, and I took full profit down here at previous low of day. And like I said, I bought contracts at 250 and I sold all at 30.0. So again, incredible move. They ended up peaking at 40.0, but I'm fine with my profit. I didn't even think I would make that much. And again, my best trading day ever and my best trade ever. Also, I just want to mention, I called out this exact play in my Discord, which is only $15 a month or $250 for lifetime access. And literally this play would have given you more than enough money to be able to afford lifetime. All right, next up here is the second and last play of the week. We have NVIDIA here, and so after the huge tank on Thursday, Friday was also OPEX, but The indices were also super choppy. If you take a look at SPY on the 5-minute, you can see it was kind of just range bound, consolidating, super choppy. Probably stopped out a lot of people in here. But it was kind of trending down, right? It was forming lower highs and lower lows. So I took that into account. Going back to the video here, and I saw that it was weaker than the indices. And then I wanted to see a retest of the low of day, though. Even though we closed below here, I wanted to see a retest of it. This didn't exactly touch it, so no entry from me. And then we get this decently strong candle close above. Now, I didn't get in yet because just like here, it's just a close above. There's no retest. And obviously, next candle, deleted that move. But I still wasn't 100% sure because of the chop in the indices. But once I saw this wick right here reject straight off the low of the previous low of day, I got in puts right here at this 5-minute close, and I got 0 DTE puts, and I also got December 12th NVIDIA puts, which was a little bit far out expiration for this play, I'll admit. I was originally going to hold them through the weekend, but I decided not to. I took a very heavy trim at this new low of day right here. I sold pretty much all of the 0 DTEs except one, and then I sold the last 0 DTE contract I had and the rest of my December 12th expiration contracts at pre-market low. Those were literally the only 2 options trades I took this month, and I've been trading a lot on futures. I'll be making a video coming up soon talking about my futures strategy and some of the recaps that I've been getting. I post a lot more futures content on my TikTok and my Instagram Reels, so make sure to go follow me there in the description. Let me know what trades you guys took this week, and let me know what you guys think about the current market. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Peace.